How's it going, everyone? AFC Finners here on the outskirts of London in Wealdstone for National League action. Thanks to Baldo for joining us up here. How are you doing?
Not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. It's we go nice walk amongst some houses. We've parked at a nearby train station, about a 10-minute walk. Excited to do this. I'm hopeful we'll meet the Wealdstone Raider. You never know. Let's have a wander inside. He's on to Baldo. Oh my. There's all those pin badges. Look at these, it's incredible. Sure got locals, but there might be a few I'm missing. It's incredible. Right, so that pin badge shop has worked out very well. I got the Wealdstone badge, but also got a few that I haven't got before. So Exeter City went to a long time ago. Doncaster's in there as well. I can't be bothered to move it all. Yes, remember I went to Doncaster, they didn't have proper club badges at the shop, so yeah, a nice collection of pin badges here if you want to check it out. Coffee fix required, and we'll be getting some nice burger and chips shortly. There you go, look at that. Tom's got a nice hot dog. What do you think?
It's alright. The bun to sausage ratio's a bit off, but here we are.
I like it. I like the sort of aesthetic of that, when they drizzle the mustard and ketchup together.
That's what I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Good job. Right, beautiful burger, beautiful chips of cheese. Let's eat. Well, those chips were delicious. Nice to have something on the sides. Tom has had a tiny bit of this burger. I think I owed him after he gave a little bit to Billy a long time ago. So, veggie burger, nice and crispy. Let's give it a try. That's nice. Normally I like it when it's deep fried vegetables, but that one's so good. Nice and crispy. Bones balanced out. Brioche bun, can't complain. And a bit of cheese. Good burger, Wealdstone. A lot of land next door, plenty of parking space as well. It's quite good they've got next door, because they can obviously do like local community events here and stuff as well. So good, they've got a lot of space. Oh, and someone was obviously here drunk on a night out. Ivan Coney. What a cool club bar this is. Big screen, old fashioned. It's all like two pubs in one. It's great. I really like this. What have we here? Okay, tribute to I'm about to say fallen shoulders, fallen soldiers. Social club.
Yeah, I'll be thinking of a few
stuff. Thinking about the community. Doing a sober September, so that's be on the 0% alt malt cider, but still nice. This merch on offer. Coasters, teddy bears. This doing fridge magnets. Very, very cool. It's a fantastic club shop. I got myself a couple of things. A book on non-league by Fergus Moore and Roger Slater, which I'll read that at some point. And also a lot of magnets available, so I got one 1966 World Cup final. Very nice. Let's have a look in the retro programme one. Look at all these. It's absolutely incredible. Nothing quite to my fancy in the programme shop, but I still have a lot of respect for clubs to do the retro programmes, so keep it up and definitely check out if you're here. But it's time for us to go inside, but before we do, let's find out a bit about today's hosts, Wealdstone Football Club. Wealdstone were founded in 1899, a merger of several different local teams, joining the second division of the Wealdstone and District League. They had a nomadic start to their existence, and the lack of interest from local players and supporters saw them disband in 1906. They had formed in 1908 and found a permanent home in the form of Lower Mead. They had played for the next 69 years. In 1923, they won an FA Amateur Cup game 22-0. In 1929, they achieved a unique feat of drawing 7-all, a scoreline not seen in the English Pyramid since. In 1930, they won the Middlesex Senior Cup and Middlesex Senior Charity Cup. After the Second World War, they reached the first round of the FA Cup for the first time. They joined the Isthmian League system in the 1960s and won the FA Amateur Cup. They joined the Southern League in the 1970s and also turned professional. They won the Division 1 South in 1974 and 4 years later went all the way to the third round of the FA Cup before losing to QPR. They were a founding member of the Alliance in 1979, what we now know as the National League. In 1985, they won a double of the Alliance and FA Trophy, the first team to achieve this. However, they were not promoted to the Football League as automatic promotion had not yet been introduced. They soon slumped and suffered relegation, and things went from bad to worse when they were forced to sell their home to developers due to financial hardship. They had ground share of Watford while suffering another relegation. Ground shares of Yeading and Edgware followed, whilst they dropped back to the Isthmian League. They began building a new stadium in the early 2000s, but the company who co-funded the build went into insolvency, and the project was left unfinished. Eventually, Barnet bought out the lease, and the project would go on to become their home, the Hive. They were finally promoted to the Isthmian Premier League division in 2004, and in 2008 they finally had a new home, taking ownership of Ruislip Sports and Social Club, and upgrading the playing facilities at the Grosvenor Vale ground to make them fit for purpose. After a couple of near misses, they achieved promotion in 2014 to the Conference South. They were top of the league when lockdown was enforced in 2020, but thankfully their dreams were not stolen from them by this, as they are promoted on points per game. They have remained in the National League ever since, and last year announced plans for a new stadium that they shall move into in the near future. They are currently under management of former Portsmouth, Bolton and West Ham winger Matty Taylor. Overall, they have won 1 5th Division title, 1 National League South title, 1 Isthmian League title, 1 Isthmian League Division 3 title, 2 Southern League Division 1 titles, 1 Athenian League title, 2 Wealdstone and District League Division 1 titles, 1 Suburban League North title, 1 FA Trophy, 1 FA Amateur Cup, 1 Southern League Cup, 4 Middlesex Premier Cups, 11 Middlesex Senior Cups, and 9 Middlesex Charity Cups. In a bit of trivia, Wealdstone were part of the first ever football match to be shown on live TV in the UK, and part of their match against Barnet was screened to the BBC in October 1946. So those are our hosts, Wealdstone. Let's have a look inside their home, Grosvenor Vale. There we are then. Welcome to Grosvenor Vale. Some of the players like this. There's a standing area and it's slap bang next to the dugouts. I really like that. You know I like to be near the managers. Very nice ground. Give us your thoughts on this stand.
It's a bit like a train station, and then a little bit like your nan's bungalow. I quite like it.
I'm expecting to be showered with biscuits any second. Another tuck shop here of sweets, crisps, hot dogs and pies, so definitely thought of variety here.
They've done nothing all game.
There he is, Matty Taylor scored the finest goals in Premier League history. That's incredible. I'm 10 minutes in and it is the away side take the lead. On the left hand side, Ang has made a few step overs, cut inside and he's curled it in absolutely brilliantly near post, Iron Robin style. It's 1-0 to the men from up north. They've been a better team, it's well deserved. Away side has gone ballistic. 1-0 to the Minster men. Half time here at Grosvenor Vale and York retain their lead going into the break. Wealdstone have grown into the game. They held a goal disallowed for offside. It was the correct decision, but they've certainly shown a bit more promise. Cecil on the left wings look very promising, but if York can continue grinding it out, they're likely to come away with the 3 points. But let's see what happens in the second half. Half time, Wealdstone 0, York City 1. York scored early in the first half and they've done so again in the second half. They've broken through Pitt, they've nicked the ball off the Wealdstone defence and Pearce has gone through and he's curled it into the bottom corner to double their lead. They've been dominant at the start of the second half and that second goal may well have killed the contest. Wealdstone will have a lot to do if they're going to get anything out of this game, but given how York has started, I think they've come out all guns blazing and they get the 3 points they deserve. Wealdstone 0, York 2. So as expected, York do hang on for the 3 points. If we keep playing like that, promotion is very much in sight. They could have had like even more, plenty of chances. But yeah, dominant throughout. Wealdstone had a couple of chances, but I don't think they were going to get anything out of this game. So fair play to York and fair play to fans who made a very long journey down here. Let's hope your loyalty is rewarded when the season finishes and you can get promoted back to Football League. Full time, Wealdstone 0, York City 2. So finishing day, since we're near our favourite place on earth, Beaconsfield Services. Gone for get some nice dinner, got all my katsu and cauliflower bites. You got yours, Tom? Been a fun day, hasn't it? So, any excuse to go to Beaconsfield, we'll have to go to Beaconsfield Town FC at some point, but thank you for a fun day, Wealdstone. Hopefully we can get more positive results in the rest of the season, and all the best to York. Really enjoyed that. Nice to go back to, I think it's London game. I don't know what you class that as. Thank you for watching. Time to rate the experience. So we will start off as always with the welcome, and there's barely anything to fault them for here. It was really nice. They're an absolutely lovely club. Every member of staff was really polite to us. It was obvious to them we were outsiders, but we were still able to engage with them and have a laugh with them, and I really enjoyed that. No hostility anywhere at all. Really nice club bar and just an overall really nice community to be part of. I think it's somewhere that I definitely really recommend to groundhoppers. Everyone's really polite and it's a really good experience overall. Even at one point where we were sitting originally, the steward said we had to move because it was for directors, but he was completely polite about it. Didn't get all jobs worth or tell us off or anything. He just politely said, I'm really sorry guys, you're going to need to move. Didn't make it something it didn't need to be. And overall, I just really appreciated everyone we spoke to. So I think it's a really fantastic welcome. I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. Food and drink was also really good. That burger van did a fantastic job and I barely needed anything else for the rest of my time there. Really nice burger, really good cheesy chips, and it was good quality. It wasn't just anything from a wholesaler's. They tasted really nice, and that was a high quality burger. Even though they literally just got out of the freezer, it wasn't just generic. It was crispy, really tasty, and there was some really well fried chips as well. Crispy too, and came out the perfect texture and colour. Plenty of sauces to go with it as well, so they've got the full package there, and it's great to have multiple vegetarian options. Yeah, it's 2 more kiosks like that dotted around the ground, one with pies and hot dogs. So really, really good variety of food. Plenty of stuff available in the club bar, and they showed a list of like guest ales that they've had at the bar in the past. So it's obvious that they have really good thought going into the variety and stuff. So I think they cover all bases of food and drink. Tom said his hot dog was decent. So I think overall the food and drink is really well thought out. And when I got there, I briefly thought they didn't do veggie burgers, but they said they did do them. So that was a big relief because it's an experience I've been of negative side many times before. But well catered and filled me up, which is exactly what it needed to do. So I'll probably give that a 9.5 out of 10. Atmosphere, didn't think too much of this one. There were 1 or 2 points where you could hear the Wealdstone fans, but it's very few and far between. They weren't hostile by any means, considering they lost a lot of clubs at this level, but the noise was pretty much all the York City fans who, again, fair play for coming all that way. I really do respect that. But from the home end, there's very little noise, probably about 3 or 4 points where you heard the chant, where then went quiet. But I kind of felt it redeemed itself a lot by the sort of family atmosphere they gave, so it's not like it didn't ruin the experience of the lack of atmosphere or anything. I just think it could have been a bit more noisy at points, but it didn't ruin the experience. But I probably will give the atmosphere 3 out of 10. Stadium, it is a really good place to watch football, and I think it's well organised. Like as I mentioned, that club bar is absolutely fantastic. It's in a good location, you know, in the middle of the street and cut off well, and they've got plenty of space. Like I mentioned, they got that big field, so I'm sure there's plenty they can do with that, like community days and stuff. Everywhere you go, you can get a decent view of the ground. You got standing on one side, they can obviously tell that people like to be close to managers, so that's a really good spot. I showed where that is possible. But, you know, if you get a ticket, you can sit anywhere in the 3 home stands. I did think some of the stands were a bit sort of scattered. It was very inconsistent and sort of, you'd have like 3 stands in one. in like some parts of it and a lot of areas that need covering. But I do appreciate that they're going to move to a new ground in the next 2 years. So at least like there will be changes to that. And I think if they just have a ground that sort of has a consistent design throughout, that'd be something to improve, because in the way bit you had a mini stand and then also just made up of scaffolding. I think just because they're getting a new ground doesn't mean they can't maintain this one, and I think they will take more care of it as that time goes. But it is a decent non-league ground and caters well in terms of variety of where to stand and sit, and it was very unique. I think it was a really good place to watch football. It covered all the areas that need be. I just think aesthetically they need to make sure their next ground is a bit better, because I think the design was a bit muddly and confusing. But for what they lacked in aesthetics, they certainly made well in terms of seating and standing variety, where the food was located, what was going on outside the car park, and a really good club bar. So I'll probably give the stadium a 5 out of 10. And finally, value for money. The ticket was about 20 quid, and some of the stuff did cost quite a lot. Like the food and drink I got was about £12.50, and those pin badges, it was about £14 overall. So I did spend a lot. As I always say, if it's more than I expect but I get a good experience, I'm okay with that. And I was okay with this, but I think 20 quid is a lot for this level, and that food was probably a little bit more expensive than it needed to be. But at least it wasn't poor quality, so I can let it slide a bit. But I think overall things could probably do with being a little bit cheaper just to help attract people, because I think with Wealdstone they've got like a lot of USPs there, but I think a lot of people might balk at the price. So I think probably be fair to be about 15 quid for the level they're at, but I'm not going to complain too much. But I just think maybe it was a tiny bit more pricey, but not in a horrible way. So I'll probably give the value for money a 5 out of 10. So that was Wealdstone, one of the best clubs I've ever done in the National League. So unique, with like that guy selling the pin badges. I absolutely loved that. So much thought gone into setting it out from other grounds. The program shop and the amount of merchandise they had as well. I think that's probably the best club shop I've seen outside the Football League. Absolutely fantastic range of merchandise. The fridge magnets, the posters, the books, the teddy bears, the mugs, absolutely brilliant. And if you want to get some Wealdstone merch, you certainly won't be short of that. So it's a really good match day experience, really nice club, very unique. I would thoroughly recommend it to any fellow groundhoppers. Thank you, Wealdstone, for a lovely day. I just hope you can have some more positive results for the rest of the season, and fingers crossed you can stay in the top tier of the National League. Thank you all for watching. That was a really fun day. If you'd like to fund days out like this, you can see the link to my Patreon in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you can help fund days out like this and get plenty of content in return. So please consider doing that if you can. I will leave you now. I've been AFC Finners. Thank you all for watching. See you next time, and stick with us as we go ground to ground. AFC Finners out.